It was supposed to be a quiet weekend. Mom and his dad were away. Some couples retreat with no Wi-Fi, no cell service, no way for either of us to call and ask if we could stay somewhere else. So here we were, stuck together, in the same house. Again. I'd been avoiding him for weeks, ever since that night at the lake when he'd accidentally brushed his hand over my thigh and said, "Relax, stepsis, you're not my type." Like that made it fine. Like my heart hadn't stuttered in my chest the second he said it. I told him he was gross. He laughed and said I was imagining things. But now I was in my room, folding laundry, pretending like I hadn't heard his voice from down the hall 15 minutes ago. The door creaked. I didn't look up.
You always fold your underwear like that?
His voice, low, annoyingly smug. I spun around. Ever heard of knocking? He leaned in the doorway, arms crossed, wearing that same black hoodie that always looked too good on him. Too lived in. His hair was still damp from the shower, pushed back off his forehead in a way that made him look older, or maybe just hotter, which was so not the point. I scoffed. Seriously, get out.
I was just passing by.
He shrugged, stepping into the room anyway.
You left your door open.
Not an invitation.
Could have fooled me,
he said, eyes flicking to the stack of neatly folded panties on the bed.
Lavender lace? Didn't know you were such an optimist.
I launched a pillow at his head. He caught it easily, laughing. You're disgusting.
Am I?
He tossed the pillow back onto the bed and took one more step inside. Too close. Like always.
Because last week, when I leaned over you on the couch, you didn't move away.
I was trapped under a blanket.
You didn't have to be.
I swallowed hard and crossed my arms. What do you want, Luke? His eyes sparkled.
Just being friendly.
You don't know how to be friendly. He tilted his head, pretending to think.
That's fair.
He stepped closer. His chest almost brushed mine now. And I hated that I didn't back away. You're in my space, I said, barely above a whisper. His voice dropped to match mine.
Then tell me to move.
I opened my mouth, closed it again. My breath caught when he lifted a hand and brushed my hair back, fingers grazing the side of my neck. A joke. Always a joke. I said move, I whispered, even softer now. He didn't. Not right away. Then he stepped back, that cocky grin spreading again like he'd won something.
See?
He said.
You don't hate me.
I grabbed a shirt from the pile and threw it at him. I don't like you either. He caught it, sniffed it.
Smells like strawberries.
It's fabric softener. Now leave.
Fine.
He turned and walked toward the door.
Don't come crying when you get bored without me.
I muttered something he didn't catch. Or maybe he did. He paused at the doorway, glanced back over his shoulder.
By the way, that closet door still sticks?
I frowned. Why?
No reason,
he said.
Just wondering what you'd do if you ever got stuck in there.
I rolled my eyes. Are you threatening to trap me in a closet now? He grinned.
Nope, just making sure you'll yell loud enough if you do.
Then he disappeared down the hall. And I hated the way I stood there for another minute, heart thudding, skin still tingling where he touched me. Later that night, I padded down the hall in a hoodie and sleep shorts, heading for the laundry room. My basket was full again. Why did I always forget about the dryer? The hallway light flickered. Of course. I opened the closet to grab a bulb. Then everything happened at once. The floor creaked. A shadow moved. And before I could blink, he was behind me.
Boo.
I gasped, spinning around, and he stepped in at the same time, bumping into me. Hard, and just like that, we were both inside the tiny, dusty linen closet, his chest brushing mine, door closing behind us with a click. Seriously? I snapped, reaching behind me for the doorknob. It didn't budge.
Oh,
he said, innocently.
Was that the door that sticks?
I glared at him. You're an idiot.
I'm a genius.
He corrected.
This is great. Bonding time.
It smells like old towels in here.
You smell like shampoo and strawberries,
he murmured, leaning in. I froze. His voice had changed again. Low. Dangerous. That tone he used when he pretended to be teasing, but his eyes said something else entirely. You're too close, I breathed.
There's no room in here.
You planned this.
Maybe.
He grinned.
But you walked in first.
I hated him. I hated the way my pulse jumped every time his arm brushed mine. I hated the way he looked down at me like he knew exactly what I was thinking. And I really hated the way part of me didn't want the door to open. Do you do this with all your stepsisters? I asked, voice sharp.
Just the hot ones.
You're not funny?
I'm hilarious.
Luke. He pressed a finger to my lips.
Shh, I think I hear someone.
We both froze. Silence. Then he leaned in, mouth inches from my ear.
Nope. Just your heartbeat.
I shoved him. You're unbelievable. He stumbled back just enough to reach for the doorknob. Another tug. It didn't move.
Guess we're stuck for real now.
He said, blinking. Good. You can suffer. He laughed.
You love this.
I hate this.
You hate me.
I really do.
So why haven't you slapped me yet?
I looked up at him. Too long, too quiet. His gaze dropped to my mouth, lingered.
You know you never pull away.
My throat tightened.
And every time I touch you,
He said slowly,
you let me.
Shut up.
Make me.
He leaned in again, and this time I stepped back, which pressed me into the shelves behind me. He smiled. You're not supposed to want this, I whispered. He tilted his head.
Neither are you.
Then the closet door creaked. Open. We both stood frozen, staring at it. Then he smirked, stepped back into the hallway, and looked over his shoulder.
Night, sis.
And just like that, he vanished again, leaving me alone in the dark, chest heaving, pulse racing, lips tingling from words we hadn't even said. That's all for this story. We post these videos every day, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to hear more risque stories like this one.